one-way data binding with data going down and then an action going up is the way of the future with Ember. However, there are some problems still doing it like we have here. The first is that it's long. It's nearly 3 times as long as just doing a two-way bound input. The second is that it doesn't take input well when in the middle. So I'm going to type something and notice what my cursor does. It automatically goes to the end once I typed one letter. Luckily, ember-one-way-controls can help us with both of those problems. So let's go ahead and install the add-on with ember install ember-one-way-controls. And then we'll restart our server. This add-on will give us a component called one-way input. Let's use that in our app. So we'll replace this input with a one-way input component, and then we'll feed it our value. We don't need to wrap it in mustaches anymore. And then we'll replace oninput with update. And thankfully we can get rid of this value equals target.value. Let's see how this is working. So it's working exactly like it did before. So far this is a success. And let's test here. This is awesome. We can type in the middle without it jumping to the end. So this has fixed both of our problems, both the jumping to the end problem and, well, to a lesser extent, the verbosity problem. It's only twice as long as the old way, instead of 3 times as long. But there's more. So you can have key events, and the two that are included are onEnter and onEscape. Let's try one of those. Here, we'll replace update with onEnter. And when we do that, I'm going to have to narrate this for you. So here, notice it's not changing, but I'm going to hit enter, and then it changes. So it doesn't trigger on it updating, it triggers on me hitting the enter key. How it knows this is it's the key up event. We're defining 13, which is the key code for the enter key, as onEnter. Now we can redefine some of these and define our own. Here I've created my own version of this component. So first we import one-way input from ember-one-way-controls /components/one-way input. Then we extend that, and here we're just defining the default key events. These are the ones that are already in there. We're not adding anything new. But we can add our own. So let's say we add in 51, which is for the number 3. So we replace onEnter with on3, and let's watch when this updates. The second I type 3, it updates. Now, typing 3 is kind of a silly example, but it's just an example of how you can expand the key events hash. If you're looking for more key events, then you can go to keyboardevent.keycode in Mozilla developers documents, and it'll show you all the different codes. As you can see, 51, the number in parentheses, is where we get what we put over here. And then over here is what we want to call it, on3 in this case. So that's it for the documented features. But what about recreating some of the things that we saw last time, like onBlur? Well, it doesn't directly take the on events, like onBlur or oninput, but there's a way to recreate most of them. It's unfortunately not as simple as just doing blur, but here are a list of some of the other events that it can take. And in this case, thanks to Robert Jackson, I've been able to find the Focusout event. And so Focusout is very similar to onBlur. So we're just going to set this to Focusout, and then we'll make a change. And here, I'll just click somewhere else. And well, it did change, but it's giving it an entire object. So when we were doing update, it was going directly through the one-way input. But Focusout is something that you can put onto any component, so it's not going through the one-way input machinery. So it's processed more like this. So we need to add in the value. And so this is what it's going to be changed to. And here, since it's an event, we'll get the target, which is the element, and then the value of that element. So we'll see it working, and we click here, and it's going to get the value from that target element. So that's Ember one-way controls. An awesome add-on from some awesome people, and I hope you enjoy using it. I'll see you next time.